Sat Stacking Saturday. Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as sharing 3 key Bitcoin price metrics, hinting at Bitcoin gains above 48,000. And check it out, 95% of all Bitcoin is in profit. This bull market is inevitable. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, I've been saying for 13 years that Bitcoin will go from $1 to $220,000. Right just once, and I'm outperforming every money manager in history, the single greatest call in history. I'll also be sharing the latest update from Adam Back and his projection of Bitcoin hitting $100,000 before the halving. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin pre-halving rally phase is just getting started. According to a crypto analyst, I'll be breaking down his latest outlook. We'll also be discussing the latest with Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki, predicting a banking collapse and global economic crash, and says he is betting big on Bitcoin, as well as Bitcoin ETFs absorbed 400 million in one day, surpassing $2 billion since the launch. I'm also going to be sharing a crypto analyst who says positively surprised by Bitcoin, says the current Bitcoin bull market can send Bitcoin to $250,000 per coin. We'll also be discussing an analyst predicting Bitcoin price at 500,000 per coin by 2025 for the cycle peak. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, happy Sat Stacking Saturday, family. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if we're loud, clear, and smooth. Shout out to everyone in that live chat. Good to see you, Greg Miranda. Digital Dankness, always a pleasure. I appreciate the retweets on X as well, especially from Digital Dankness and Max Kaiser and the rest of the fam. Good to see you, Jennifer Conkright. Always a pleasure. Michael, welcome, family. Another Michael, Freddie W., good afternoon. Dope Hat, I think our bull run for this coming week will start midday tomorrow. Sunday pumpage, send it. Silas, what it do? Should I send JV one kulo? Yo, Will Smith, that like button. Appreciate that, Dirty Bird. Pump the likes to pump the stream. It does help out tremendously. Silas says Polygon. Definitely a bullish crypto as a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, which is much necessary. Bring Facts, as daughter's birthday. Fish tank pumps failed overnight and I lost thousands of dollars in fish. I am not okay. Are you being for real, Facts? Shout out to your daughter if it is her birthday today. My daughter's birthday is tomorrow alongside my own. We'll be celebrating on Super Bowl day. I think Joe Rogan is a Bitcoin billionaire. He was tweeting about it in 2013. Exactly, Hector. And he's a smart man, especially with those $100 million Spotify deals. Just imagine how much he may have allocated into the king crypto. Clear and smooth. Appreciate that. Freddie W., what it do? You guys enjoying the pumpage? Past 48 hours have been pretty lit for the Bitcoin price action. Yesterday, we jumped 2,500. We even tapped 48,000. We corrected some, but we're still back in the green for the day, maintaining above $47,200. Greetings from Southwest Florida. JB 2020, what it do? BS, good to see you, family. Good morning, Super Bowl pump. Send it, Greg. Are we going to see any ETF Bitcoin ads this year? What are your thoughts? Bitcoin is about to shine shinier than the hardest element on earth. You got that right, Michael Michelis? Yes, I was looking at TET, layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. Anyone else had any info on this new coin? I know nothing about that one, but thanks for putting it on my radar. TET. Cheers, family. Good morning, Raven. What it do? Always a pleasure. What's popping out there? Please do let me know.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
You already know. I got to chill with the samples because I did get some notifications with demonetizing my show. Previous 2 days, maybe playing too many of these samples. JV, blessings on blessings. And I got a new flavor, new brand of kombucha because they didn't have the one I usually have. So today I'm trying out Pink Lady Apple. Pretty interesting, pretty tasty. Beautiful morning in Huntington Beach. Shout out to Happy Hodler. Appreciate your family. John 3:16. JV, blessings. Greatly appreciate that. 50K birthday candle for JV. Now we're talking. Send it. So what happened to the God candle with the Saudis stepping in? We're still awaiting. Eventually, they will step in. When is the $1 million question, right? Will it be later this year? Will it be in the first quarter, second, third, fourth quarter, when Sovereign Wealth Fund of Qatar converting their fund into Bitcoin? When is Saudi Arabia going to be putting that oil money into Bitcoin? Great questions. This 47 is awesome, precisely. So celebrate it. I mean, 47 is pretty fantastic. We're doing quite well. You know what I mean? Pre-halving, and we're just getting started. Only 2 months away until the biggest event that occurs every 4 years in the crypto sphere. I love me some Pink Lady. Nice, Raven. 50,000 this month. Let's go to 11/19/59. Wow. So another same birthday, right to wrong. So there's quite a few people here on the channel we're going to be celebrating here on Sunday. If they try to demonetize JV Bitcoin stream, we'll revolt. Got to do what we got to do, man. But anyways, family, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also important to pump the likes, to pump the stream. It helps out tremendously. And make sure to hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications. That way you get notified each and every day when I go live, as I go live from different times from day to day. So you got to have those notifications turned on. Very important. Today is pod number 1547. I'm your host, JV. And today is Stacking Saturday, February 10th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. We got Bitcoin in the green, but barely. We had a pretty nice pump yesterday, almost 3,000 worth of pumpage. We tapped 48. We corrected. We're currently at 47.3-ish. And Ether also back in the green, trading at roughly 2,500, while Solana, XRP, Cardano, and most of the major cryptos are also in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.78 trillion with roughly 50 billion in volume for the past 24 hours, meaning volume is down 31%. Bitcoin dominance is at 52% even, while the Ethereum dominance is at 16.8%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we got Immutable up 15%, followed by Pendle up 12%, followed by Bonk up 11%. Below that, Beam, Terra Classic, Mina, Ethereum Name Service, and Dimension. Now, which alts are you most bullish on during this bull run? Please do let me know, family. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the day. You can see the alts are ripping, many of them up 10, 20%, including Tau 22%, IMX 15%, EHEX 37%, HEX 12%, even Luna Classic is up 9.1%. And zooming out on the monthly to get a more broader perspective, I could say now the majority of the top alts are in the red, but we still have some very respectable gainers like SUI up 93% for the month, Pith 98%, Tau 148%, Pendle 80%, etc. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 74, which is greed. Yesterday, 72. Last week, a 60. And last month, a 76. And extreme greed, which is ultimately the highest we have seen this in a very long time. And checking out the Bitcoin halving clock, fam. We're only 67 days out until the biggest event that occurs only every 4 years in the crypto sphere, with the estimated halving date scheduled to take place April 17th. Again, that's roughly 2 months and 7 days out, which is virtually 9 weeks from today. If that's pretty exciting for you, please do let me know. And do you think we're likely to continue pumping as we near closer and closer to this halving? Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Now let me check these comments. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Shout out to Diego. 500K this weekend. Send it. Pink Panther, 500K. You already know. It's good kombucha. Kombucha is good, family. I'm a fan. Bullish on honey. I love honey as well. It's one of my favorite foods. Always have it in the fridge. Now, if you're referring to an altcoin, that's a different story. John Stanley, happy birthday, mate. I share my B-Day with my son November 8th. What a blessing, because if you run the math, that's a 1 in a 365 chance odds of actually sharing, a birthday with your little one. So that's pretty awesome, man. Respect. Yeah, this year, Omega Candle. I hope so, Michael. Time will tell, but if we get that Omega candle, that would mean $100,000 in a single uptick in a single day. So hypothetically speaking, if we got the Kaiser candle or Omega candle by, let's say, this weekend, then we would have $147,000 price action. Anything is possible in this realm. You know what I mean? Stylish JV, my man. I drink the Pink Lady apple often. Their Kion cleanse is good too. Oh, so you really drink the same brand. Nice. I also found this in Costco. They ran out of the other brand, so this one was the next with the least amount of sugar in comparison to all the others, hence why I picked it up. It's the sports ball tournament this weekend. Oh, are you referring to the NBA? Typically around my birthday, I always recall All-Star Weekend and dunk contests, but I don't know, I'm out of the loop. I don't get the sheep joke. Are they reverse splitting? Asked Silas for dankness. Tennessee hodler here. Love that hat. We see that color a lot. I love it, man. I love the Bitcoin orange. Anybody here can fight scammers? Boom! Like old Batman style. Pow! Bam! That's how we do it. Hudson, Florida. Wow. Shout out to Race Chef. Pasco County representing. Solana. Got 21 now, says John Stanley. Cheers, fam. An Omega candle might give me a heart attack. Well, we'll have to calm yourself down there. Get some cayenne pepper. I hear if you're ever having like issues with the heart, that will calm you down. Birthday greetings from GBJV. Shout out to the UK. Greatly appreciate that. 99kg. What it do? What up, fam? There is no second best. There is no second best crypto asset. That's right.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one.
I'm sorry, I lied. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah. You guys are awesome. Super Bowl. Yeah, man. I mean, this Sunday, I guess it's tomorrow. Is anyone actually watching it? Let me know. Cardano will outperform Solana and ETH, predicts Marcin. I think, it's actually a good question. I think ETH has the potential to outperform them, but then again, I guess being their smaller cap coins, they can potentially either dump more or gain more. So it'll be a mystery. Mississippi here. Shout out Pharrell, Forrest, Fox. Appreciate you, fam. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out some of the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. Here we go. Bitcoin's monthly chart shows the super trend indicator flashed a bullish signal when it reversed from red to green and moved below 44.6 February 8th. The index overlays the chart while tracking Bitcoin's trend like the moving averages. It incorporates the average true range in its calculations, which helps traders identify these market trends. As you can see here in the Bitcoin monthly chart, looking pretty bullish if you're to ask me. Now, previous confirmations from the indicator were followed by a 1,700% rally for Bitcoin in 2013, 17, and 2021 respectively. So according to the indicator, as long as the index is green and stays below the price momentum tends to favor the traders with a bullish bias. So that's what's up. So if history were to repeat on the basis of any of the previous halvings and we jump 1,300%, 19,000 or 700%, game on, because that's pretty substantial. Think about this. Even if we only 2x from the previous all-time high of 69,000, that's still 138,000 Bitcoin price action, and that's only a 2x. Now, next up, spot Bitcoin ETF shares continue to rally. As the Bitcoin price climbed above 47,000 February 9th yesterday, the Bitcoin ETF shares gained approximately 4% on average. Global X Blockchain and Bitcoin Strategy ETF gained the most, rising 6.6% over the past 24 hours, according to data from CoinGlass, as you can see right here on your screen. And in terms of Bitcoin ETF inflows, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust maintains top position in fund inflows with a total of $3.23 billion as of February 8th, as per Bloomberg data. The Fidelity-wise Origin Bitcoin Fund comes in second with inflows totaling $2.8 billion. The Bitwise Bitcoin ETF and ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF came in third and fourth with $696 million and $695 million worth of total inflows respectively as of February 8th. The key thing to note is that the total inflows for the Bitcoin ETFs have been greater than the net outflows from GBTC for 9 days in a row. Now that's initially why we pumped to 49 and dumped to 38. There were massive outflows as a result of the grayscale Bitcoin Trust, but those outflows have dried up. And now that market demand and scarcity is starting to kick in, because if you run the math, the actual amount of Bitcoin being scooped up just by the top asset managers, Fidelity and BlackRock, is 10x the current supply being rewarded to the miners. And that is about to get cut in half after the halving, which means they're going to be 20x the demand than the actual supply that exists. Can you say supply shock, demand shock? It's a coming. Now, quoting the DeFi investor, yesterday the spot Bitcoin ETFs saw 403 million net inflows, while Grayscale sold only 100 million worth of BTC. It is not a good idea to be bearish right now, in my opinion. You can say that again. And Max tweeted off the back of that, I believe, right here. The supply in this range is also dried up, so early next week we'll pass 50,000, and then sky is the limit. Still a long way to go, but we did 1.2 billion in net inflows this week. That's right. Numbers don't lie, family. So this is pretty optimistic for the market. And next up, Bitcoin finds support in the 42.5 zone. Data from Into the Block shows Bitcoin finding support at 42.5. The in and out of the money around the price model, which shows information for addresses that bought the asset within a certain price range, shows that this level lies in the 41.5 to 43 price range, where approximately 1 million BTC was previously bought by roughly 2.61 million addresses. And when viewing the Bitcoin daily chart, one will note that this is where the 50-day exponential moving average is currently sitting, making it a strong line of defense for the bulls. And from a technical standpoint, the relative strength index, known as the RSI, maintained its upwards trajectory, and the price strength at 71 supported the buyer's dominance in the market, as you can see here in the Bitcoin daily chart. And all the charts are looking like they're going to continue to rip, in my opinion, after I was analyzing them the other day during our pump watch. What are your thoughts? In the short term, traders appear to be placing their Bitcoin price targets in the $48,000 to $50,000 zone. Other factors driving Bitcoin's upside in 2024 include the influx of institutional investors, institutional FOMO, as well as the halving anticipated to take place in April in roughly 9 weeks. And quoting Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, as he points out here in the chart, Bitcoin in profit, 95% of all Bitcoin right now is in profit. So congratulations to all my Bitcoin hodlers. Now, someone the other day wrote, one day in 200 years, you'll finally be right, trying to make fun and, sling dirt at Max. And Max responded, exactly. I've been saying for 13 years, the Bitcoin will go from $1 to 220,000 per coin, right? Just once. And I am outperforming every money manager in history, the single greatest call in history. That's right, because since he introduced Bitcoin via the Kaiser report with Stacy Herbert, very long time ago, Bitcoin is now up like over 20 million%. So show some respect on the high priest. And he is correct. Eventually we will hit 220,000, and his call from $1 to 220,000 will be historic, like unlike anything ever seen or experienced before in human history. So respect to Max Kaiser. Now, also, Adam Back wrote here on a recent tweet, actually today, this was at 10 a.m., got 40,000 views, quoting Adam Back. 1st October 2021, Bitcoin crossed 47,000 like yesterday, then on its way to the 69,000 all-time high. That run-up took 41 days. There are 70 days until the halving. Just another data point for what it looks like and how we may get a new all-time high or even $100,000 before the halving. That's right, a while back, we covered it in the pod. Adam Back, he's a Bitcoin OG, by the way, very early adopter, and also creator of Hashcash and the Blockstream CEO. He made a bet, a wager, friendly wager, small bet, but nonetheless, he believes that Bitcoin will hit 100,000 before the halving. And again, the halving is going to take place in less than 70 days, sometime mid-April. So let me know if you agree or disagree with Adam Back and the prospect of $100,000 Bitcoin pre-halving. Now, you guys already know, once we smash that 100,000 target, we're going to be having a 100K fiesta right here in Puerto Rico, and y'all are invited. In fact, I cannot wait. Make sure you guys are a part of our Discord for more info on that, as we have a chat dedicated entitled Fiesta 100K Party, or something like that. You'll find it in the Discord. Discord link is always in the show notes in the description, or you can just go to discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. Bobby Digital says Coinbase blows. What are they doing to you guys now? I know. Supply shock is starting to be felt. FOMO is taking hold since people fear that there won't be enough to go around. The halving will cut that even more. Precisely, Jennifer. Things are about to get really real. Bitcoin is beginning to trade like a high-growth stock. Legacy finance has moved into crypto and colonized it, but not completely, nor all the time, I imagine. Right on, Silas. Next week, wash trading rules of those who sold Grayscale to buy into other ETFs will let them buy back in. Good to note, Tough T, bullish, rocket ship to the moon. Happy Chinese New Year. That's right. It's the year of the dragon. From the UK, shout out Matt Baker. Bitcoin is international and no government can stop it. That's right. What'd Bukele tell the IMF? Bada boom, bada bing. We stopped being bullish when BlackRock, Fidelity, etc. stopped buying. I didn't see that happening. Crazy, right, Thomas? Sweet. Shout out to May 5-star. What it do? Smash those likes. There's no second best. Thank you, Crypto Surge. Greatly appreciate that, family. Marcin, take a look at MOVR. I think it'll pump big upcoming week. Everyone hates Coinbase. Yeah, why is that? I actually still use Coinbase. So it'll be going up until the halving and drop after. No one said all that. I mean, we're going to continue to have extreme volatility leading into the halving. We're going to have extreme volatility post-halving. That's not going to change. So we're going to have wild swings. And an example of that is just a few days ago, we pumped to 49 and then we dumped to 38. And now we're right back at 47, all within a couple of weeks. Expect more of that. However, I think the trend will be going higher and higher. Once we cross 50, we're going to march towards 60. And once we smash 60, the prospect of price discovery surpassing 69 is going to go very high. So I think we'll continue marching north leading into the halving, but there will be extreme volatility. So expect a bunch of that. However, post-halving, that's when we typically soar. 3, 6, 9 months after the halving, 1 year after the halving. Like, for example, this time next year, things are going to be pretty lit. What are your thoughts, family? And do you guys think we hit the cycle peak in 2024 or 2025 for this cycle? Let me know. What do you think of quant? Do you hold it? I do not. I have some family members who hold it, and they are very bullish on it. I do understand its use case being interoperability. I do understand their partnerships, and I do understand it has a very finite, limited supply. And those are some of the bullish factors I'm aware of. Let me know if you're bullish on that, Margine. Silas, how much Bitcoin does El Salvador has? Could it change their fortunes? I'm sure you could probably Google that. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. But yeah, he has been accumulating now, I think, since 2020 or 2021, since making Bitcoin legal tender. Year of the dragon, year of the bull. You already know, Crypto Surge. Let's go. I miss Binance. Janet Yellen. The Simpsons family TV lost, what is that? 13,500 USD. What's the Simpson family TV? Would love to know what Willy Woo's latest outlook is. I'm sure I covered it maybe a few weeks back. I don't remember off the top of my head, but of course he's bullish. He's always bullish as well, just like JV. Frank Roca. JV, what do you think the pullback will be post-halving and before the next run-up? Man, I mean, I can speculate. Honestly, I don't know. I like to believe that the pullback for this cycle is going to be lower than the previous pullback, and someone run the math. I don't know the numbers from the previous one, but the top was 69,000 November of 2021, and then we hit a bottom of around 15.7. So if someone can run the math there from 69,000 to 15,000, what was that percentage of a drop? Let me know. I'm going to guess it was like 80%. So I don't know though, so you guys got to let me know in the chat. And I think this one will be less, but you just never know. I don't foresee another 90% correction. So we'll see. It also is going to depend how high we climb. Like, is the cycle peak this year going to be 150, 250, 350, 4.5, right? So hypothetically speaking, if we hit 400,000, we corrected 50%, we'd go to 200,000 as the low. However, what if we didn't hit that high? What if, very bearish scenario here. What if we only hit 100,000 for the cycle peak? And then we corrected back down to 50,000. That would be an example of a 50% correction. Again, it's all going to depend on so many factors, hence why it's all speculation. Crypto, 90%. Is that from 69 to 15? That was another 90% pullback? Or are you suggesting we're going to see a 90% this upcoming 2025 all-time high, and then the next 2029? I agree, Serge. If history is the rhyme, that's precisely what would happen. Hola, Andreas. Sid, what it do? What are you guys doing? Cycle peak at a zero? Precisely. Just at a zero. We're sitting pretty at 470 thou. Supply shock incoming. It's inevitable. Minimal pullback unless BlackRock and Fidelity turn off the vacuum. Yeah, you never know their true intentions. Bitcoin paving the way for the alts to rule. I don't know about rule. Bitcoins rule everything around me. Cream, get the money. $1 million bits, y'all. However, a rising tide rises all ships. So off the success of Bitcoin continuing to pump to new all-time highs, of course, the altcoins, especially with real utility value, are going to come along for that ride. Jose, El Salvador has made little over 22 million from holding the reserve of Bitcoin, considering all the average purchasing price was 40,000 previous to the recent rally upwards of its price. Good to note, Jose. Thank you, family. It's up only once the Matt Damon Super Bowl commercial drops. Corrections will stabilize. Now we have the street on board. Word. Jeffrey, 90% from the top would have been 69,000 to 16. Thank you. Wow. So that was a 90% drop. So yeah, man, I don't anticipate another 90%, but honestly, who can predict it? What if we have a black swan event, unexpected? You know what I mean? So you just really never know. Be prepared for all scenarios. 69 to 15 to 70. Okay, 77%. Sounds more logical to me there. Thank you, Knoxville. So we had roughly an 80% correction. So maybe this cycle it's 70 or 60%. Maybe optimistic outlook would be 50%. Thank you, guys. Just think what is going to do the world, JV, when inflation and the continuous wars going on precisely. Hey, JV, been watching you every day for a while. Thank you, Luke Doggy Dog. You're now a part of the day. When should I sell? Never. What do you think about trying to time the market? Personally, I don't think you should ever sell. I think you should continue to accumulate. I'm not one for trying to outsmart the market or time the market and beat the market makers, because at the end of the day, they're the casino. They're going to continue to win. The rake always wins, which is the casino. So the safest bet with the least risk, in my humble opinion, based on my experience, is to just buy Bitcoin, dollar cost average, and hodl. And as long as you're accumulating more and more, you're winning. Because don't get caught up in the short-term fiat equivalent price action, because it's fiat. Why are we comparing Bitcoin to it in the first place, right? So I just look at, if you had 1 Bitcoin, let's say last year, maybe your goal should be to get 2 Bitcoin this year. Just get more and more and more and continue to hodl and don't sell, and treat your Bitcoin as a savings account, because it's mathematically guaranteed to increase in purchasing power against the dollar. And that's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate this. And there's very little risk involved, because every single Bitcoin hodler in history who has hodled a full cycle 4 years or longer is in the green. So if you treat Bitcoin as your savings, you will win, because the US dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease its purchasing power. It's the complete opposite of Bitcoin. It's inflation. They're going to keep printing until the wheels fall off. And that's a guarantee for Bitcoin to continue to increase its purchasing power. So yeah, bet against fiat and treat Bitcoin as your savings. Nobody cares, X Laser. Please stop spamming the chat. If you ever have the need to copy paste the same comment more than once just to get attention, you're probably going to get blocked by the moderators. Just FYI, moderators. Shame. El Salvador only has 6,700 Bitcoin, but probably more out of among the individual hodlers. Cheers to that. Shout out to Joseph Johnson. Appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Happy Sat Stack and Saturday, fam. Be sure to pump the likes to pump the stream. And yeah, if any mods are in here, you know what to do. But anyway, family, let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss a little further into this pre-halving rally, considering it's only 70 days out, roughly, 9 weeks. A widely followed crypto analyst believes the Bitcoin is just starting a pre-halving phase and may follow his historical pattern for the next 2 months. Synonymous crypto trader Rect tells his 400,000 followers on X that Bitcoin can dip weeks ahead of the April halving event after putting up gains. He says Bitcoin may temporarily rise above key diagonal resistance trend line, currently around 46, but stay below it on the monthly chart based on historical price patterns. Bitcoin's halving event happens, as we know, only every 4 years, family, when minor rewards are cut in half. Quoting Rec Capital here, how do we reconcile the following historical tendencies? Number 1, the pre-halving rally phase is beginning. Number 2, but historically, Bitcoin fails to break beyond the macro diagonal before the halving. And number 3, and also historically fails to break its 4-year cycle resistance, which is $46,000 in this cycle. clearly near where we're currently at. And keeping all these things in mind, here's how Bitcoin can reconcile all of these tendencies. As he shares, Bitcoin would need to produce limited upside in its pre-halving rally phase. The upside would end up as an upside wick at the end of February, like it did last month and also 2019, for example. Then perhaps form another range at highs in March, enabling the altcoin rallies to take the center stage. Then finally pull back for a pre-halving retrace a few weeks before the halving event itself. This could be the path Bitcoin takes the upside wick beyond the macro diagonal, but remain below it in terms of the end of monthly candle closes in this slowly ending pre-halving period, as outlined here on this chart. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Rec Capital. I'm going to check the chat again before we dive into our next story. Welcome, Brian Brennan. Good to see you, family. Happy Sat Stacking Saturday. Bukele buys one coin every day. Is that the strategy? Because that's pretty awesome if he is. Thank you, Chris. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Thank you, moderators. I appreciate that. There's no spamming allowed in the chat because it takes away from everyone else trying to interact. So it is what it is. Much love, much love. Thank you, Dankness. I plan to retire with 16 Bitcoin in a trust. If I can secure selling 8 Bitcoin around 175 and let the rest ride, I can retire. We shall see. Love it, MM, and congratulations right there, family. Then Qatar buys big and all to the moon, or all moot. I mean, yeah, Qatar has a $500 billion sovereign wealth fund, as I've covered on the show. And according to Max, he claims that they're looking to convert the entire thing into Bitcoin, which would be pretty substantial. The Bitcoin market cap right now is probably somewhere between 800 and 900 billion. So we're still less than $1 trillion. So hypothetically speaking, if 500 billion entered the Bitcoin market, that'd be significant, almost doubling the Bitcoin market cap. The all-time high crypto market cap we hit back in November of 2021 is just north of 3 trillion. And so we're more than halfway back. So I think as we hit price discovery, more than likely post-halving, but can potentially happen pre-halving, then things are going to get real and really fast. That's the most exciting time of every cycle. And that's when we'll start having 10, 20,000 people on the streams. Mark my words. It's when we're in price discovery. Price discovery means a price that's unprecedented, meaning we've never seen it before. The current all-time high is 69,000, which we hit back on November 10th of 2021. So once we surpass 69,000, we re-enter price discovery. That's when the FOMO, like a mofo, really kicks in. And I think we're going to have unprecedented runs, unseen like previous markets, due to the institutional FOMO and a lot of the macro factors which did not exist back then. What are your thoughts? So JV, is your actually family really into crypto? Yeah, me and my brother both got into crypto in 2017. So I wish my mind could trust iTrust IRA. They are so new though. Well, one thing, because they used to be a sponsor of the show for a good year or 2 years back in the day. So, you know, we've done some business together. I know they're the #1 IRA platform in the world. Heavy volumes. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Greetings, says Kepler89. Kronos, says Todd. No resistance, says Flying Tiger. Precisely. Price discovery means there is no resistance. The Bitcoin subreddit is full of rude people. At what Bitcoin price will you start having a security detail? What do you mean security detail? Meaning have security? Back in the day, I was a speaker of events way before I even got into crypto, but sometimes I had security because the event people would hire them for us to just look like badasses. And I remember having like CIA trained security, like 2 guards walking around with me no matter where I went. It was pretty cool, actually. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'll pull up with some security at the 100K Fiesta just to be badass. I honestly don't feel I need it. I can defend myself just fine, but yeah, it looks pretty badass. Greetings from Slovenia. Cheers, Neck. Nukchorus says, buy now. Not your keys, not your cheese. Bro, I know Bitcoin is cool and all, but what's the second best? I mean,
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
you heard it from Sailor, man. For me, 5 million Bitcoin, I get security sometimes. That's cool, JV. Cheers, Serge. Thomas, you have Nipsey for security. Man, I maybe need to get a new Doberman. I had a European Doberman, and he was a pup. 6 months, he was already 100 pounds. I don't have him currently. I have Nip. But man, that's a great security. You don't get better security than dogs. Like for real. European Doberman, full adult, is going to be like 130 pound. Very ferocious. Like looking at least. Great dogs. I have family, JV. No need for security. You have the fam. That's right. I know you guys would protect me. If someone popped off, I know I got my protection. Second best is ICP, says Damien. Just sent out my first Discord message. Appreciate that, Juan Romero. Appreciate that. Shout out to everyone in the Discord, and shout out to Dankness for holding down the Discord and being the best moderator we could have. For me, 5 million. Yeah, man. Should I be worried? A second Neo Nipsey too? Yeah, because I actually, when I got the Doberman, it was bodyguard for Nipsey, really, because I'm like, there's some big dogs in this community, like big dogs. Like people have Dalmatians, like the biggest dogs. I forget what the biggest breeds are, but some of them are like bigger than me. So I'm like, I got to get a big dog to protect Nipsey. But having a big dog is a lot of responsibility, especially in the house. Bitcoin. Dang, I'll have to check out the Euro Dobie. Yeah, the Euro Dobies are, man. I have to show you pictures. His name was Ramses. Did bark with a European accent. Anywhere in the Saudi buying all that Bitcoin. Trust when they do, you'll hear it from me first. Shout out to everyone on the stream. I appreciate you joining me on a Saturday. We've had a hell of a pump yesterday. We pumped almost 3,000. We tapped 48. So very exciting times. Do you think this weekend pump shall continue? Super Bowl Sunday. Will JV get his ultimate birthday present from Satoshi? $50,000 on my special day? Let me know. I heard the second best crypto was German Shepherds are great pets. Watchdogs, 100%. They're a great breed. I had a German Shepherd when I was younger. One of the best dogs we ever had. Are there coyotes in Puerto Rico? Maybe, but I've never seen one. There are a lot of wild dogs that somehow even enter our gated community, and they sometimes travel in packs. So when I mentioned security for Nipsey, I was being serious because they can eat him. And Nipsey's fearless, so he's not scared of any dog. He gets along with every dog. He's a dog lover. So he just whimpers when we walk by dogs to want to play with them. Don't matter how big they are either. However, to some of these dogs, Nipsey could be food, if you know what I mean. I miss my Dobies. They were small horses. Right on. And I think you had a miniature pincher too. I once had a mini pin named Gohan. JV, do you have an IG or Facebook? I do. I don't use it. It's more like personal. I stopped using, like I do have an IG account, but I think my last post was in 2019. And I do have a Facebook account with a large following, not related to crypto in any way, just a personal account, but probably stopped being active a very long time ago as well. I just focus really on the pod, and my active communities are all the podcast related. X, very active every day. I have a secondary YouTube account, exclusive for clips and shorts, which it can be found at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. And all my social links are always in the description. So yeah, I'm not even active on TikTok no more. To me, it was more like a waste of time. So the communities I'm most active on are all the podcasting platforms, because I've been podcasting for 6 years straight. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, every podcasting platform. YouTube, Rumble, clearly we stream on YouTube and Rumble every single day. And X, I would say, are the most... and Discord, of course, we have a Discord community. Those are going to be the communities I'm most active in and where you'll catch me. And you guys can feel free to DM me anytime. And note, I'll never DM anybody. A lot of imposters and fakes will do that and try to scam you some way, somehow. It's never me. I would never just personally private message someone to spark a conversation and try to get you to send me crypto. Ever, under any circumstance. So note that. If you message me privately, I'll respond, then you know it's the real deal. Make sure it has the, whatever, the badge next to the name on the account. There's just so many imposters, it's not even funny. JV, you're beginning to sound like your dogs don't last very long, except Nipsey. Well, I got the European Doberman. I didn't have them for a long time because my first time with the big dog, and I did have him for a bit, but I decided to give him back to the owner. It was a little more responsibility than I entailed having a big dog in a house. Because my first time having a 100-pound dog, be 100 with you. I still have the cage and everything downstairs, but I thought it was best with my schedule and lifestyle to just give him back to the owner. So that's what I did. But I got some experience with the big dog, and now I know what to look out for and the things I need to put in place. So if I ever get a big dog again, you know what I mean? Hey, family, working on Saturday, because I don't keep dogs outside. Some people get big dogs, and it's like, all good. They just live in the backyard. My dogs live in the house. And when you have a big dog living in the house and he's not fully disciplined yet, it's like, whoa, you can't control them at all. And they just go on, white couch full of, dirt from outside. The funniest part was when they drink water, the big dogs, you got to put like all towels down because the water goes everywhere. It's like, oh my God. And that dude, I had a bowl of water like that. He just craziness, man. I see responsibility to pass on a pet. That is too much. Yeah, for real. There's a lot of responsibility. What up, Nuck? If my dog was an actual person, he would have been registered sex offender. No leg was safe around him. Yours, my. That's actually funny. No 47, back up. Yeah, man, we're holding 47 too. But anyways, fam, pump the likes to pump the stream, and let's dive into our next story of the day. Discuss the latest from Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki. Headline reads, Rich Dad Poor Dad author predicts banking collapse and global economic crash. Right in alignment with Arthur Hayes, actually shared a similar prediction of him ultimately saying the same thing, expecting another major regional banking crisis that can send Bitcoin parabolic to $1 million per coin. But anyways, here's what Kiyosaki had to share regarding the Fed's tightening, which will lead to a recession and more banks failing. He advises that the best store of value during an economic crash is gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Now, he shared here, quoting him, bail out, bail out, bail out. In U.S. Navy flight school, student pilots learn how to fly and how to crash their plane. Financial losers will lose money because they do not know what to do with their money as banks fail and the world economy crashes. For many years, I have warned, buy gold, silver, and Bitcoin. We are not going in for a soft landing. Unfortunately, the world of fake money is crashing, and gold, silver, and Bitcoin are parachutes for your personal soft landing. And so I'd love to know your thoughts on that, because he's always very bullish on gold, silver, and Bitcoin. He has been bullish on gold and silver since forever, since I started reading his books decades ago. But nonetheless, he has become a Bitcoiner. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of the precious metals, and let me tell you why. The main reason is because they're manipulated. They can control them, and that's precisely what they do through derivative markets. For example, for every ounce of silver, there could be 100 ounces of derivative paper silver being sold. And the same thing with gold. Now, how many times has JP Morgan Chase been fined, like serious hundreds of billion-dollar fines for getting caught spoofing, aka manipulating precious metal markets? Think of it this way. This is how I think. Now, does the powers that be, the people who control the money printing, would they want gold to be $10,000 an ounce? Absolutely not. The same way they don't want Bitcoin to hit $100,000. You know what I mean? So they do all this dirty stuff with FUD and everything in their powers to suppress the price action. Why? Because it would undermine the US dollar. If gold was soaring like it should, right, then everyone would take all their money out of their savings account and put it in gold, because gold is a superior savings technology. The dollar is losing whatever, 20, 30% per year in inflation, hence the melting ice cube metaphor that Saylor so brilliantly shared with us. So of course they're going to control it, and they can introduce more gold into the market. Whereas with Bitcoin, at least there's a finite limited supply. Bitcoin is perfect money. That's a part of the reason. It's the first money in human history with a finite limited supply. They can't discover more. They can't invest more money into discovering more like they do with precious metals. Now, I don't know how much of the gold supply they introduce to the every year, but it could be 5, 10, 20%. It's substantial. So Bitcoin is the only true currency with true scarcity. And I would call Bitcoin or silver relatively scarce, but Bitcoin has true scarcity. And that's what makes it different. Also, incorruptible. Can't forget that. Also, unconfiscatable. Gold clearly can be confiscated. In fact, I heard when you buy gold bars nowadays, there's tracking devices in your gold bars, and they can look up exactly where it is if they ever decided to confiscate that. So there's no comparison. Also, it's borderless. It's immutable. You can travel. You can remember your recovery seed in your brain, and you can travel the world, right? Try traveling with some gold bars. At the airport, you'll have to declare, do you have $10,000 or more worth of, yeah, sure I do. I have some gold bars in my bag. Well, they can just take it, right? Because they don't want you traveling with wealth. They can't stop Bitcoin. Those are just some of the obvious reasons of why it's so much more superior. But let me know your thoughts, fam. JB, what if crypto and blockchain ends up cleaning up the traditional finance manipulation? Blockchain could be bullish, hard money all around the long run, conceivably anyways. Yeah, man, it's clearly the future. I think in the future, nobody's going to trust anything but crypto. I mean, why would you trust all these manipulated markets like gold and silver and fiat, and eventually they're going to replace, the fiat with a CBDC, central bank digital currency. We all know that's coming down the pipeline. Robert's opinion doesn't mean crap. That dude is 1.2 billion in debt. Are you for real? How did he? I never read that, so I'm like, what? 1.2? How does someone go 1.2 billion in debt? It's your birthday somewhere, JV. Happy days, months, years to come. Appreciate that. One House Productions. Cheers, family. Casey, what it do, brother? I was having some serious talks with my brother about moving to Puerto Rico yesterday, but Rincon. Oh, snap. I'm going to be in Rincon in a couple of weeks on a little vacay. It's the West Coast. My friends here say it has the nicest beaches on the island, so I'm going to check it out firsthand. Maybe I'll do a stream or show you guys the beaches when I'm there. Hopefully I have a good internet connection I'm praying for so I can still do my lives. But I'll be there in 2 weeks. So that's what's up, man. My suggestion, come visit the island. Explore for yourself. There's a lot to see. It's fun. Great destination to be. Beautiful island here in the Caribbean. And get firsthand experience and see where you would like to relocate. And also, you could even hit up a realtor and have the realtor show you around. That's what we did before we moved here. We moved here in 2018. I think in 2017, we did the realtor thing, show us around, show us different properties, show us our options, different cities. And then we decided, okay, this is the best city for us and our family. And the rest is history. One more day, JV. You already know. AI creations. What it do? Do you surf? Sadly, no. I've never surfed. I've done a little boogie boarding back in the day, but that's about it. Its price is suppressed, so you likely won't get huge gains from gold, but it is fairly a good store of value over the long haul. Precisely. And it's existed for thousands of years. That's the one thing gold has going for it. And I believe it's correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably the central banks hoarding the greatest amounts of gold in countries like China, etc. Now, also, there's fool's gold. I've read reports where China sold the US or other countries gold-plated bars of tungsten, meaning tungsten, another metal was inside. So you can also get ripped off that way. With Bitcoin, you're not getting ripped off unless you're buying Satoshi Vision or Bitcoin Cash. You know what I mean? Caps lock suck. It's called OPM. Yes, other people's money. And yes, use death, you will be free. Good death. Or are you talking about debt? You will surf when you go to El Salvador. Man, I need to learn. I'd have to take lessons. Like I saw Max Kaiser taking surfing lessons. I think that was last year. He shared a video because I would just suck. I've never learned. Where do you get the 5, 10, 20% added to the gold supply? I just made it up. Exactly. I'm just saying hypothetically, what's the quantity of gold being discovered every year to add to the supply? Years ago, I remember looking it up, and it was a much larger figure than I anticipated. So that's why I'm asking and speculating. If someone can Google it, we can get an answer. It may be 10, 20%. I honestly don't know. I don't think it'll be 1%. I think it's going to be a significant amount. I could be wrong, but that's why. Please Google it and let me know. I started on a big-ass long foamy. What's like, what are we talking about again, Casey? It's super easy for long. Okay, so you're saying the very long ones make it easier? I like Bitcoin property, watches, cars, guitars. There you go. Man, personally, I like real estate better than gold because real estate's not only kind of like a store of value, but it appreciates. And I think it'll appreciate more than gold because gold is heavily manipulated. Also, with real estate, at least you can live in it. So for me, it's like Bitcoin, real estate, then gold. just thinking out loud. Get gold coins. They're easy to verify and avoid tracking chips. Good to note, Skip. I double checked my Bitcoin. It didn't have any tungsten in it. There you go, Thomas. Bitcoin will pass silver and market cap very soon. Yeah. I mean, what is the silver market cap right now? If someone can tell me how many trillion. I think the gold market cap is probably close to 13 trillion. And Bitcoin's not even a trillion right now, man. Hey, JB, do you want the fake for Nipsey, 90, 100 pounds? Got to know who will bring with me. Do you want the fake? I don't know what you mean by that. The fake for Nipsey. Gold is being mined at 2% a year. Okay. Thank you, Nuck. On average, for the last 2,000 years, 20% increase in supply is done in 10 years. Well, there you have it. 20% every 10 years. 2% per year. As Bitcoin, on average, appreciates 200% per year since the inception. Good to note. Oh, a female. You're talking about to breed him. So you're talking about a 90-pound female breed? I mean, whatever's clever. I'm sure he'll love her. Each Tomahawk missile contains 1 pound of silver. Wow, I didn't know that. Passed the silver market cap at 68,000. Okay, so did we previously temporarily pass the silver market cap at the height? That's what's up. Nip's going to be a daddy. The Chinese New Year, the dragon, send it. But anyways, fam, I still got a lot to cover. We now got about roughly 420 people on the stream, so happy 420. Shout out to the Rumble fam as well. Greatly appreciate the support. Our next story, let's discuss the Bitcoin ETFs. Then we'll discuss $250,000 target, followed by a $500,000 Bitcoin price target. So yeah, these ETFs are absolutely just crushing it right now. The headline reads, Bitcoin ETFs absorbed 400 million in one day, surpassing 2 billion since the launch. That's a pretty big deal. Now, in terms of daily flows, Thursday was the third best day yet for Bitcoin ETFs since going live January 11th. So tomorrow is the 1 month anniversary since the ETFs have gone live. Their best performance remains the day of launch when they raked in 655 million in total, followed by January 17th, absorbing 453 mil. These figures include flows from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, the existing fund that converted into the spot ETF last month. Since the fund's 1.5% management fee is considerably higher than its competitors. The fund has suffered 6.3 billion of outflows since conversion, without a single day of inflows since that time. But clearly it's drying up, and hence why we're starting to pump and retest this, I think, 49,000 local 2-year top. That said, its outflows have slowed considerably, 100% in the recent weeks, from $500 million, which is 500 million per day 3 weeks ago, to 100 million per day this month. And on Thursday, the fund suffered 101 million in outflows. By contrast, with the exception of Franklin Templeton, 8 of the 9 funds managed by rivals were net gainers on Thursday, absorbing just over 500 million in total. Now let's discuss the massive accumulation of BlackRock and Fidelity. Most of those flows went into the top 2 newcomers, BlackRock and Fidelity. BlackRock being the largest asset manager in the world, controlling roughly 10 trillion in assets under management, and Fidelity is in the top 5. They have roughly 4.5 trillion in assets under management, and Fidelity has been bullish on Bitcoin since 2014. They got into the game, and also their head of macro, Jurrien Timmer, predicts $1 billion Bitcoin price by 2038. I've covered that forecast a few times on the show, so just wanted to give you a reminder. Those funds absorbed 204 million and 128 million respectively. The tallied an impressive daily volume, 480 million, trumping Grayscale's 371 million figure. Now, normally it takes 5 to 10 years for a newborn to get even close to topping a category's liquidity kings, said Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas about BlackRock's ETF volume overcoming Grayscale. They'll all go back and forth for a bit each day, but over time, the gap will grow. Now, opposite Grayscale, both BlackRock and Fidelity still carry a flawless streak of daily inflows over their first month of activity. In fact, both funds have broken the record for the most assets any newborn ETF has ever recorded in their first 30 days live, and they still have 2 days to go. Now, 2 other Bitcoin ETFs launched by Bitwise and ARK Invest also cracked the top 25. And by the end of the year, Safeheart said he'd likely take the over on new Bitcoin ETFs surpassing 10 billion in total assets. And as I shared the other day, they collectively, just BlackRock and Fidelity, now hold roughly 140,000 Bitcoin. How long did that take them? Less than 1 month. They now hold 140,000 Bitcoin. How many years did it take MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company, to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet to acquire? They have roughly 190,000 Bitcoin right now, so just more than them. It took them since 2020, so literally 4 years. So the top two asset managers just ultimately accumulated as much Bitcoin as almost MicroStrategy took 4 years and 1 month. Let that sink in. And that's only two of the asset managers. Add them all, the 11, which got the spot ETF approval, they now have over 180,000, virtually the same amount that MicroStrategy has currently. And MicroStrategy's goal is to accumulate 5% of the circulating supply of Bitcoin. They have roughly 1% now. It's more precisely 0.9%, but if you calculate the lost and gone Bitcoin forever, they say 5-6 million Bitcoin are lost and gone forever, then that means MicroStrategy already holds 1.25% of the Bitcoin supply. And like I said, BlackRock and Fidelity are right behind them. Not long till Michael Saylor hits 200,000 Bitcoin held by MicroStrategy. That's going to be a big milestone, and I'm sure it'll be soon. It'll probably be announced in the next earnings report after this first quarter of 2024. That's what I'm expecting. What do you guys think? Yeah, I was buying gold and silver before I found out about Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin wasn't an option, man, I mean, gold, silver, and real estate, there's really nothing. What's the alternative? If crypto didn't exist, how would you protect your money? You can't protect it in a savings account, you know what I mean, with fiat currency. So you got to do some clever things, but thank God for Bitcoin because it changed the game completely. This entire asset class. You know what I mean? Crypto total market cap is 1.6 trillion. Nice. What's the silver market cap right now? If you guys can look that up. Curious what we need to overcome. Bitcoin's probably 800 to 900 billion right now, I would imagine. Shout out to Da Vinci. Da Vinci made that epic video like back in 2011. When Bitcoin was $1, and he was just trying to convince people, just invest $1 into Bitcoin, just in case. And lo and behold, that $1 invested into Bitcoin would have made you a millionaire. So I got respect for people like that. Shout out Da Vinci. Bitcoin liquidity will dry up in early 2025, minimal supply. Yeah, man, 2024, 2025 is going to be lit. I tell anyone who is willing to listen about Bitcoin, that's what's up, Casey. God bless your family. You got to do what you got to do. Let your loved ones know about Bitcoin and to save in Bitcoin. And I think the easiest way to explain it, especially someone new, treat Bitcoin as a savings account. Stop saving money in the bank. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi. At the end of the day, fractional reserve banking is a scam 100%. No question. Start saving in Bitcoin. Remove all your money from the bank. Borrow as much money from the bank. Launch a speculative attack against JP Morgan Chase and Jamie Dimon and put it all in Bitcoin. And hodl be thy name. Make synthetic gold is way too expensive and unprofitable. Bummer, my kids just bombarded me with questions and I missed like 4 minutes of the show. Oh no. 1.2 trillion for silver. Okay, good to know. So Bitcoin will overcome the silver market cap shortly this year in 2024. Mark my words. You already know. And yes, it's my B-Day tomorrow. So pump the likes, pump the stream. We almost got 500 people on here. Still got a couple more stories to share with the fam. Let's now discuss this $250,000 target. And if you'd like to see a $250,000 Bitcoin, let me know in that live chat. Headline reads, Crypto Analyst positively surprised by Bitcoin, says current bull cycle can send Bitcoin to $250,000 per coin. Shout out to the analyst, Mikhail Van de Pop, quoting him here. To be fair, I am positively surprised with the current strength on Bitcoin. Already at 46.5. Nah, we already tapped 48, man. It seems likely we're looking for liquidity above the highs and perhaps the one above 51.8 for the pre-halving. I think that's a good pre-halving target, but I'm more optimistic. I think we can tap 60,000 pre-halving, potentially all-time high. What are you guys' thoughts? The markets are strong. Dips at 20% on Bitcoin are a buy. Preach. BTFD, fam. You know what to do. According to Van Day Pop, inflows into Bitcoin ETFs will be the catalyst for Bitcoin to reach over $250,000 per coin. Quoting him again, the inflows on the Bitcoin ETFs are above $1.8 billion for their first few weeks. This is higher if you reduce the outflow of Grayscale by the forced liquidation of FTX. That's right, the FTX estate dumped roughly $1 billion worth of GBTC. Part of the reason we dumped so hard. Continuing, the start of the bull cycle and a Bitcoin of $250,000 plus per coin. Send it. Let's go. Now, with the Bitcoin price currently above 47, that would suggest the asset can reach 55,000 before the halving, currently expected in April, roughly 70 days out. Quoting him again, Bitcoin above 47,000. The range is still clear, 48 to 50,000 as a potential high for the upcoming period. But given the recent strength, we might see 53 to 55,000 pre-halving. The halving is a pre-program event that cuts the issuance of new Bitcoin to the miners in half. Lastly, the analyst expects the altcoin markets to follow Bitcoin's lead. Altcoins are slowly following suit with Bitcoin. This cycle likely peak between 10 and 15 trillion dollars. So there you have it, family. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this projection as well as this peak. $250,000 Bitcoin with a $10 trillion plus market cap. Holla at your boy. Bitcoin printed a dragon's head. Look at the horn. That's because it's the year of the dragon, family. So happy Chinese New Year. I actually thought it was the 11th today. It does kind of feel like the 11th, but yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Send it, says Crypto DGen. Cheers, family. Jennifer, let's freaking go. BFGC. Now, you got to break down that acronym. I don't know exactly what it stands for. Yes, precious metals are boring. Boring. It's insurance for me. There you go. Greg, people tell me they can't afford to invest into Bitcoin. I ask them, how can you not afford it? Right. The same people that say they can't afford to buy the Bitcoin are going to be the same people spending $10 for a cup of Joe at Starbucks every day, right? Or wasting money in whatever they deem is a good whatever purchase. So anyone can buy Bitcoin, because you can buy any amount. That's the beauty. One Bitcoin is divided by 100 million Satoshis. So theoretically, you can make a $5 buy every day if you wanted. By the hour, by the minute, by the second, whatever you want to do. What would you do for your birthday? I'm celebrating tonight. It's private, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm doing, but I'll be with loved ones. Any word on the oil-rich Middle East of buying the Bitcoin? Trust me, the headline will be Qatar purchased whatever, 100 million worth of Bitcoin, or they are converting, it's official, Qatar converting sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin. Like, trust that. It'll be a big headline, and I won't be the only one breaking the news. I'm sure it'll be all over. But I'll try to break the news first, as we always do. My wife and I lost 100,000 in Voyager. No, this cycle is just a Hail Mary for us to get the money back. Sorry to hear that. Now, clue me in. Voyager Digital, I know the name. Was it an exchange? What was it exactly? I know there's lawsuits now against the NBA because the NBA was promoting it. I guess they were a sponsor. And I also saw there's lawsuits against Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's been in so many crypto lawsuits. It's kind of crazy. He's pumped so many ish projects. It's not even funny. But what exactly did Voyager Digital do? Was it more than an exchange? Was it a project? Clue me in, because I don't recall. Buying bonk for the B-Day. Do what it do, 99. Facts. Bobby Digi. I remember silver flipping last cycle happening for real now. For real, forever. Tell mom I said, hey, you already know. Shout out to the Mom Dukes. Anil, appreciate subscribing, fam. #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Live frugally. Invest in Bitcoin. Smart man there. So at 62 Bitcoin, it should overtake the silver market cap. Nice. So when we hit 62, we're not far away. That's another 15,000 will overcome silver. Voyager was an interest lending bearing. Oh, man. So like a Celsius. Man, why did they all go under? Like, that's crazy. I found out that it's very hard to convince the majority of my family and friends to buy Bitcoin. Good. You shouldn't convince anybody. My sentiment is those looking for a better way, who don't trust in the system and they want to unplug from the matrix, focus on them, the people seeking. That's why I love the podcast. You guys tune in. You're seeking to learn more and discover this information. I don't just randomly go to neighbors' houses. Hey, guys, do you want to buy some Bitcoin? They'd be like, who the hell is this? You know what I mean? You can't force a dog or a horse to drink the water. You can lead them to the water, but focus on those seeking the help. You know what I mean? Voyager made one bad loan to Three Arrows. Oh no. So it was a part of the contagion from Three Arrows Capital fallout. It's crazy how everything gets affected, man. Bitcoin is the king of crypto, and everyone that doesn't own it will lose. Preach. Anyways, family, pump the likes to pump the stream. But now let's dive into our featured story of the day. I'm going to be sharing some very bullish Bitcoin price predictions ranging from 100,000 to 280,000 as high as $500,000 per coin. If you'd like to see a $500,000 Bitcoin price for this cycle peak, holla at your boy in that live chat. And let me break this down for you, family. So yeah, Charles Edwards of Capriole Investments expects Bitcoin to increase to $280,000 per coin early next year. His analysis is based on the growth of Bitcoin following the previous halvings, as outlined here. So according to Edwards, the Chinese ban on crypto mining stalled Bitcoin's growth in 2020. However, the asset will reach $280,000 in 2025 if the last post-halving cycle pattern repeats itself. And check this out as he outlines right here in this chart. You can see from cycle to cycle from 2012, 2016, 2020 as we enter 2024. Now, yeah, man, things are about to get lit. He, quoting him here, I believe the 2020 cycle performance was mediocre and an outlier. And when you drill it down to the two most important factors for Bitcoin this cycle and add them together, it's easy to arrive at a conservative Bitcoin price of $300,000 per coin in the next couple of years, with those two bullish catalysts clearly being Bitcoin ETF spot, which we already got, as well as the Bitcoin halving, which are both going to capitalize on the scarcity and demand of the king crypto. On the other hand, the technical analyst Titan of Crypto is less positive about Bitcoin's price early next year, arguing that a correction will follow the Bitcoin recent growth. And according to a recent post, Titan believes the Bitcoin will hit 60,000 early 2025. Why so bearish? And later, the crypto's price will increase to 340,000, according to their Elliott Wave crypto calculations. Now, another trader, Stock Money Lizards, what an epic username, right? Only in crypto do you get usernames like this. Believes that Bitcoin could rise to 280,000 in 2025, entering a correction afterward. And another analyst, Yoda, believes the Bitcoin price will reach 100,000 in 2025, and a repeat of the 2021 cycle would see the price reach 160,000. Another technical analyst, Mags, believes the halving could move the Bitcoin price closer to 300,000 early 2025, reducing the rate at which the new Bitcoin is released in circulation, causing the asset to enter a stage of parabolic growth. Parabola, let's go. Now look at this chart. You can see these price run-ups as a result of each halving cycle, family. The first halving, as you can see on your screen, was back in 2012. We went parabolic. You see that bull arrow going straight up? The white arrow, yeah. Then we had another halving, which was in 2016. So we soared. That's when we hit in 2017 that $20,000 top. And then like clockwork, 2020, another halving, big bull run up. That's when we hit in 2021 the current all-time high price discovery of 69,000. And look where we're at. We're on the cusp of the next halving. So post-halving 2025, if history is to rhyme, yeah, man, we have all the potential in the world to smash $500,000 per coin. So here we go. Aurelian, a technical analyst over at Core Strategy, a company that offers algo Bitcoin trading, is the most positive. He estimates the Bitcoin can rise to 100,000 early 2025 and reaching 500,000 thereafter. So let me know your thoughts on these charts and these predictions. Do you feel Bitcoin 100K 2024? Do you think cycle peak this year or next year? It seems the most of these people, as far as these analysts are concerned, are all projecting that we hit that cycle peak in 2025. So again, if the cycles are to rhyme like we've previously seen, anticipate all-time high cycle peak 2025. However, if things change, they say it's unprecedented, this time is not like the rest of them, we could also top out this year in 2024. But let me know your thoughts in the live chat. And now let's do a live Q&A session. Welcome to everyone just joining the stream. Could you imagine if Trump wins and comes out pro blockchain? Price action. Orange man bad. Orange coin good. Skip. White arrows are getting smaller. Good point there, AI. When Bitcoin price hits huge heights, will the chat be mostly about how many Satoshis you own? Yeah, we're going to be like, How many of you are Satoshi millionaires? Everyone should raise their hand right now. Trump has been in Bitcoin for years. You never know. You never, ever know. He's launched, 3 ETF collections with the infamous mugshot collection, but that's obviously on the Ethereum blockchain. So I've never heard any reports or rumors that he owns Bitcoin. But then again, would he tell you? What are your thoughts? Fingers crossed, brother. Vivek is sharp as a tack. I doubt Trump brings him on as VP because he doesn't want to get outshined. You make a good point there. Are your great hats custom made? Man, no, this one I got. I'll shout out the company I got it from. Just type in, I don't know if that's merch 6. I'm bad with Roman numerals. But you type in Bitcoin merch 6, put the Roman numerals, and it'll come up and you can cop one of these hats. I like it because the color is unique. I never saw this particular color anywhere else. However, yes, I do have a merch store, which can be found at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. And not only do I sell hats, not this one in particular, so I don't have this orange hat, but we do have a lot of different Bitcoin merch. There's mouse pads. I use this HODL mouse pad. You can get phone cases, custom, whatever. There's a lot of things, tank tops, hoodies, you name it. So if you want to support the show, cop some merch, man. It's a win-win. I appreciate that. Merch 9. That's a 9. Thank you. So yeah, then it's merch 9. I support them. They have good Bitcoin merch as well. So respect. This time yesterday, we hit over 48. That's right. On my stream, man. It was pretty lit. 1x is 9. Good to note. Thank you. Merch 9. Bitcoin out. Singapore government almost finished with tax low for Bitcoin. Word. Merch 4. We all got different numbers here. Ideally, though, instead of their brand, it should just say Satoshi or something. That'd be even cooler. It annoys me that the app doesn't show the Satoshis. Maybe I want to specify. Some apps, some wallets do. I know the Lightning wallet shows you in Satoshis. Singapore governments, yeah. V equals 5. Forget X. X equals 10. Thank you. So V is 5. You have any problems with, what does that say, migrants in Puerto Rico? Not that I'm familiar with, man, but I don't even know how I would know. Not that I'm aware of. I think the migrant problems are in the borders of Mexico right now and in the States. So I'm not familiar with any of the problems here as far as migrants, Debo. So, yeah. JV, J5. Oh, Jurassic 5? They were a good rap group back in the day. V5. I see, I said. Nicey nice. So what are you guys up to this weekend? Is anyone actually watching Super Bowl? Is it a good time to invest in Bitcoin or shall we wait for the dip? Man, brilliant question, Anil. Fantastic time to invest into Bitcoin now. Trust. It's always a better time to invest pre-halving than post-halving. Because post-halving, we may be at 69,000 price discovery. We may be at 100,000. We may be at 169,000. Nobody knows. It's unprecedented. So definitely a smarter bet to invest. If you're thinking, should I invest pre or post? Definitely pre would be my suggestion, especially if you're in it for the long haul and you're planning on hodling. Watch the show every day while working out at 5 a.m. Finally was able to catch the live. Great stuff. Keep it up. Cheers, Kyle Kloss. Much respect for putting in the pump at the gym. Cooking early dinner. Nice, Jennifer. What's for dinner? Am I invited? Are companies stealing Satoshis in transactions? Do they round up? Good question. Super Bowl? Nope. Yeah, I haven't watched the Super Bowl in decades, so I'm so out of the loop with football. Wivesfield, Green, UK, no wives, just wives. Migrants in Puerto Rico, never heard of that. Thank you, Jay Garcia. Me neither. Just think, no more dip. Finally out of Celsius, brother. Not your keys, not your crypto. Time to bounce back with the Bitcoin pump. God bless. God bless, Matthew. Cheers, family. Long live the HODL gang. Lincoln and I share a birthday on Monday. Oh, snap. You talk about Abe Lincoln and you? The birthday is Monday? the day after JV. That means Lincoln's birthday is the 13th. So happy birthday to you, Drew Webb, and Mr. Lincoln. Always watch at work. Nice. You might as well get paid to watch the show if you can get paid to watch the show. I mean, Bitcoin is the Super Bowl, precisely. Bitcoin is the real Super Bowl, not that football stupid bowl. I can make you some, ratoli. How do I pronounce that? Rataulie. Man, it looks good. The name looks good. I don't know exactly what it is, but I want it. Please. I forget where you live, Jennifer. I'll be over for dinner. I have a Bitcoin Millionaire t-shirt, but don't wear it in the public in case I get kidnapped and tortured for my keys. Precisely. So don't rock your like Snoop Dogg, the iced out Ledger wallet. Don't be that guy. Do you think it will dip again before we pump again? Yes. Because Ratatouille. Yes, because we dip every time after a pump, like clockwork. Like, yes. But it might not be the dip you're anticipating. I'm not saying we're dipping in the 30s, but we're dipping like Scottie Pippen, if you know what I mean. I'm thinking Bitcoin investment commercials during the game tomorrow. We shall soon see. I'm a Satoshi millionaire, not a Bitcoin millionaire. Yet. Keyword, yet. It's pronounced ratatouille. Good to know. So what is it? Is it like pasta? Is it noodles? What do you put in it? What are the ingredients? It's French, ratatouille. Wasn't there a movie about a rat named Ratatouille back in the day? Cooking. That's 4 comments now that YouTube have blocked. Damn, Phil. Sorry to hear that. The overlords hard at work. If cash went to zero as it did in Germany after World War II, what would the price of Bitcoin be against? How would you gauge? I think it wouldn't be compared to, I think it'd be to gold. Why would it even be compared to US dollar if it hyperinflated? It'd be like 1 Bitcoin is equivalent to 500 million USD. You know, I think it'd have to be something more stable like gold. What do you guys think? What would we be comparing Bitcoin to in the future? It's not going to be the dollar, obviously. Yes, it was a movie. Yeah, that was actually a funny movie. I remember watching that, I think, a long, long time ago when I lived in China with the kids. Yeah. Squash, various types. Oh, I love squash. Types of tomato base. I'm sure I would like it if you're cooking it. Ratatouille is Italian. You eat the mofo with pasta. I dig it, Mooncat. I dig it. Ninja Turtles, the ETF inflows yesterday were 14x the daily issuance. That's what's up, man. That's about to double post-halving. So things are going to get real quick. Eggplant, tomato, zucchini, onion, olive oil, oregano. Yeah, I'm in. That sounds amazing. I am making a pot of gumbo for the game tonight. Nice. What's in your secret gumbo recipe, Mr. Folan? Hey, JB, watching from Cornwall, England. Cheers, family. Appreciate you tuning in.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
Ratatouille is French. Thank you, Silas, because I was going to say I'm Italian. Never heard of the dish. Hit the like, guys. Thank you. Bitcoin value would be measured in other things of value or things of value that'll be priced in Bitcoin. Good point. I agree with that. Hit the like, guys, and happy 420. There's 420 people on the YouTube stream. And all good things, unfortunately, have to come to an end. I have a haircut appointment here shortly, so I actually got a dip, but I am going to still go to Rumble. We're going to hang out for maybe 15 minutes. So we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show. Happy Stack and Saturday. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Not only is it Super Bowl Sunday, it's my birthday, so hopefully you guys can celebrate live with me on stream. What time am I going to go live? I don't know. So make sure to turn on your notifications. We'll figure it out. But anyways, fam, head on over to Rumble right now for the uncensored version of the live show. The Rumble link is always in the description. You can just open up Rumble as well, type in Crypto News Alerts, or go directly to rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net, and let's get this mofo started, shall we? Cheers. All right, YouTube stream is officially over. Give me a second, Rumble fam, to switch